They've been playing this game for decades, padding their numbers, stealing representation, and gaming the system. This is Tom McCullough back in the Next News Network studio while Gary travels to honor a true patriot, Ron Paul's 90th birthday celebration this Saturday. What I'm about to reveal will expose the biggest political fraud in American history. The biggest in American history. Democrats just got caught red-handed admitting why they really want illegal immigrants. And let me guess, it's not for compassion, it's not for diversity, it's for pure political power. Do we expect anything less? The president just dropped a bomb that could wipe out 30 Democrat congressional seats overnight. They're panicking because their dirty secret is out. But the numbers don't lie. Democrats sure do. And here's the proof. So political power shouldn't be based on illegal populations any more than your health should depend on declining collagen. And as we age, our body's collagen production declines, leading to visible signs of aging like wrinkles, sagging skin, crow's feet, and smile lines. By the time we reach our 40s, our collagen levels have significantly decreased, dropping another 1% each year afterward. Collagen makes up a third of our skin's protein, giving it structure and strength. So replenishing it is crucial. Just as Trump is restoring legitimate representation by counting only citizens, you can restore your skin's foundation with the right collagen supplement. Every order feeds a hungry child through NoKidHungry.org, spreading peace through nutrition. Non-GMO, hormone-free, with a 60-day guarantee. Just like Trump's creating global stability, create your own confidence. Get 51% off at healthwithgary.com today. So now let's expose the census scam that's been stealing American representation for decades. Literally stealing it, everyone. Stealing it. President Trump just ordered a new census that counts only U.S. citizens, and Democrats are in full meltdown mode because they know what's coming. They know they're about to lose power. And watch Scott Jennings reveal exactly why Democrats are losing their collective minds over this citizen-only census order. This clip exposes the political calculation behind their panic. Take a look.
Reapportion everything right now? What's he doing? Well, he certainly wants to do the census in a way that doesn't count illegal aliens as part of the overall population for the purpose of determining congressional districts and federal funding. And I think he's going to have a lot of popular support for it. Now, I know there's a process they have to go through, and it would take a long time to do a census, but there is a widespread belief that Democrats want to keep the system in place that they have because it advantages them. I know that that's what they believe because a Democratic congresswoman from New York, Clarke, the other day said out loud, I want more migrants in my district for redistricting purposes. And so it's a political strategy of the Democrats. And I think the president's saying to the American people, why are we counting illegal aliens, unauthorized residents in this country when it comes to apportioning our political leadership?
It's because it's in the Constitution, the United States Constitution. The Supreme Court ruled on this in 2019, and they ruled against Trump 5-4. It's in the Constitution. I have a big problem with this, regardless of whether it's gerrymandering, which both parties do, or this attempt at changing the way we count the number of living residents in the United States, because it's all about cheating. It's all about rigging the system in a way that gives one party an advantage. Family members in my household who are undocumented and the census person shows up to take a count, I'm not opening the door. So the census is going to be real messed up if the Supreme Court, which I don't know how the Supreme Court's going to rule. You're right. It's a very conservative Supreme Court.
Is messed up now.
Well, is it messed up? I mean, they're counting people who live in the United States.
There's no doubt that
conservatives don't like that it counts undocumented.
They can't vote, but it determines who gets to serve.
Every census in history up until this point.
That's for sure.
No, it also determines who's in Congress, and it might mean 20 to 30 seats. That's why Democrats are in the middle of a high-speed come-apart right now.
It's 20 to 30 seats.
Well, Texas and Florida better be real careful because they're under the assumption that they don't have a bunch of undocumented immigrants residing in those red states.
I mean, I guess it's okay for CNN to tell people to break federal law. And it's always the liberal white women that do this stuff. The Democrats stand to lose 20 to 30 seats. And that's what Democrats are going to lose when we stop counting people who have no legal right to be here. Texas and Florida better watch out, too. They've got plenty of illegals inflating their numbers. Sorry about that. But the real bombshell came when a Democrat congresswoman accidentally told the truth. They let it slip, guys. And here's Democrat Congresswoman Yvette Clarke admitting exactly why she wants illegal immigrants in her district. This is the smoking gun they never wanted you to see. Take a look.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York. We have a diaspora that can absorb
a significant number of these migrants. And when I hear colleagues talk about, the doors of the inn being closed, no room in the inn, I'm saying, I need more people in my district, but just for redistricting purposes. And those members could clearly fit here.
What utter trash. She's like, I need more migrants in my district for redistricting purposes. It's not for humanitarian reasons. It's not to help families. It's for pure political power. She just admitted Democrats use illegal immigrants as pawns to steal representation from American citizens. And Stephen Miller went nuclear on Fox, exposing how Democrats rigged the 2020 census. And watch him break down the massive fraud that's about to cost them dearly. Check this out.
Illinois, Chicago, New York, Massachusetts. Democrats have gerrymandered the vote beyond recognition to try to maintain their advantage in the House elections. On top of that, let's not forget, Democrats rigged the 2020 census by including illegal aliens. Remember, they sued Donald Trump. They sued the administration. They fought tooth and nail to include illegal aliens in the census. 20 to 30 of House Democrat seats wouldn't exist but for illegal aliens. Texas is taking just a small corrective step against this ocean of fraud, this ocean of abuse by the corrupt Democrat Party, Sean.
And that's Illinois, Chicago, New York, Massachusetts, all gerrymandered beyond recognition. And that's 20 to 30 Democrat House seats exist only because they counted illegal aliens. And that's not representation. That's theft, everybody. Scott Jennings dropped more truth bombs about why Democrats desperately need illegals counted. And pay attention to how he connects the dots between immigration policy and political power. Take a look.
President Trump has ordered a new census that does not count illegal aliens. I'm sure there'll be litigation here, but if you stopped counting people who aren't supposed to be here, well, it changes the math on congressional apportionment and redistricting. It would likely advantage the Republican Party. Here's Democratic Congresswoman Yvette Clarke of New York openly admitting why she wants more illegal immigrants to be counted in her district.
And from Brooklyn, New York, we have a diaspora that can absorb a significant number of these migrants. And when I hear colleagues talk about, the doors of the inn being closed, no room in the inn, I'm saying, I need more people in my district, but just for redistricting purposes. And those members could clearly fit here.
I need more members in my district for redistricting purposes. That was a Democratic Congresswoman. Here's White House senior advisor Stephen Miller appearing on Fox News last night commenting on this.
Democrats rigged the 2020 census by including illegal aliens. Remember, they sued Donald Trump. They sued the administration. They fought tooth and nail to include illegal aliens in the census. 20 to 30 of House Democrat seats wouldn't exist but for illegal aliens. Texas is taking just a small corrective step against this ocean of fraud, this ocean of abuse by the corrupt Democrat Party, Sean.
Stephen Miller from the White House commenting on the census and redistricting and what's going on in Texas and around the country. Now, the census is handled by the U.S. Commerce Department. Watch the Democratic freakout over this today, and that'll tell you all you need to know.
He is absolutely right. The freakout tells you everything. Democrats know their power structure collapses without padding the census with non-citizens. The Supreme Court may have ruled 5-4 against Trump in 2019, but that was before America saw the border invasion Biden orchestrated. And Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene is pushing legislation to fix this fraud once and for all. She's calling out the weaponized 2020 census and demanding accountability. Take a look.
Santos, you've described yourself as a scientist today. Isn't it important to be accurate in your science, so to speak, and in counting? Also, there's an actual law, Sentencing Reform Act of 1984, that really is your job to fine people $5,000 for refusing to answer questions on the census. Was this a law that you enforced? Did you enforce this law in states that were overcounted and states that were undercounted? after the census?
Yeah, we are a statistical agency, not an enforcement agency, so we've never enforced that.
So no one was fined. So there were overcounts, there were undercounts, and no one was fined according to the law. And the numbers shook out and were accepted. Many of my colleagues have brought up the fact that Article 1 of the Constitution requires a census every 10 years to determine how many congressional seats and electoral votes states receive. This is incredibly important. In Congress, with close party margins, this apportionment can be the difference between being in the majority and being in the minority. In tight presidential elections, thankfully this one wasn't tight at all. President Trump overwhelmingly won. But it can determine the winner, these apportionments can. In other words, the census is more than a mere survey of the demographics of the citizenry. It directly affects election integrity.
And I want to put that into perspective. So every congressional seat represents about 767 or 780,000 people. So when you've got 20 million illegal immigrants in this country, you're looking at, 50, 60, 70 seats or more. And that census accuracy determines congressional seats and electoral votes. In tight elections, this manipulation can determine who controls Congress and the White House. It's election fraud hiding in plain sight. The 5 on Fox broke down just how badly Democrats have rigged the system. In California, Republicans get 40% of the vote, but only 17% of the seats. In Massachusetts, Republicans get 35% of the votes, but 0 seats. Take a look.
Gerrymander the bejesus out of these maps and just destroy Democrat representation where we can.
Yeah.
And it's just, we're in a war now. We're in a war. Rules, right? They screwed around, and now they're about to find out.
They wrote the rules. Their rules, right? California, Republicans have 40% of the vote share, and yet they have only 17% of the congressional seats. I think in Massachusetts, it's 35% of statewide vote. They have 0 seats in Massachusetts. Maryland,
they can't win.
Maryland is very similar in terms of those numbers, but of course, congressional districting also comes down to the census, which did not count properly in the last census, and also counts illegal immigrants for representation in Washington, even though they legally cannot vote. So I say that they should redo the census, get an accurate vote, and not count illegal immigrants for accurate representation of American voters in every state throughout the country.
Oh, is that why Democrats like the migrants? Because it helps them reapportion their votes?
It does make you wonder why they're being so hyperbolic about the situation right now. I mean,
for all those wondering, they're absolutely correct. They wrote the rules to maintain power through illegal immigration. Count the illegals, steal the seats, destroy fair representation. But Trump just flipped their game board. If you got value from this report, guys, tap subscribe. My final thoughts are next. Whew. We can't say this enough. This was the biggest political heist in American history. And for decades, Democrats have been stealing congressional seats by counting people who can't legally vote. They've turned the census into a weapon against actual Americans. California, New York, Illinois, these states have been hoarding power through illegal immigration while your voice gets diluted. Every illegal alien counts and steals representation from a legal citizen somewhere else. It's taxation without representation in reverse. Now, Trump's exposing the scam, and Democrats are terrified. They know their house of cards collapses when we count only Americans. 30 seats gone. Political dominance shattered. And all of that, it's good. This is about the fundamental question of who America belongs to. It's citizens or whoever manages to sneak across the border. So here's my question. Should your congressional representation be determined by how many illegals your state harbors? Yes or no? I know my answer, but drop your answer below and grab some patriotic gear from our merch shop while you're at it.